if you're running Facebook ads for a high ticket offer or low ticket offer and your click-through rate is solid, your CPC is low and all your front-end metrics look perfect, but your landing page just isn't converting that traffic into booked calls, the problem is likely your landing page design. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nah, that's BS, complete, absolute nonsense. No way it's designed, but give me a few minutes and I'll explain exactly why. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Brilliance. I'm the founder of Linear Web, who build funnels to some of the biggest coaches, consultants, and B2B businesses and agencies, such as Jordan Welch, Mr. 408, Daniel Fazio with Client Ascension, Sell More Online. We've built and consulted on well over 150 plus funnels and helped our clients generate well over $5 million in revenue. So I know damn well what I'm talking about here. So we have a couple of points to go over here, but the first thing that you need to be asking yourself is, what is the goal of the landing page? Is this a webinar? Is it going to be a call funnel? Is it going to be a challenge funnel? Because your copy needs to be optimized around the offer and the traffic source. If you have bad copy with poor structure, your design is going to look bad 10 out of 10 times. This happens so frequently, and that's why we specifically teach our copywriters how to understand good design, not necessarily go learn how to, create sophisticated designs, but understand design at a fundamental level so that when they're writing a copy, they know how to tailor it so that when you combine that with the design, it's very seamless, right? It actually looks good, because a lot of people write pages and, it's just a long sales page with no breakout sections, no cards, no, columns and stuff. So it just makes it very difficult to design with that kind of copy. Okay. When you take a look here, we have, we understand that this is a call funnel. If you take a look here, this is a webinar funnel. You can see it's very different. It's similar to a call funnel, but then it's also very different. If you take a look here, we have a call funnel, but it's a longer call funnel. So you need to understand the conversion mechanism so that you can tailor the copy around it as well. So a call funnel is very different from a webinar funnel. It's very different from a challenge funnel. So all of this stuff needs to be put in consideration when it comes to building out your funnel, because if you have the wrong structure, number one, people aren't going to convert and your design is just going to look bad. So always make sure you keep that in mind. Now, the second one we're going to go over here is competitor research, right? So what are you have to look up some landing pages who are running the same conversion mechanism and see what components that you like from those landing pages, so that you can now take those components and integrate into your own landing page. It's very important to do this because then you get a feel of what's working in the market, and also you can get some copy inspiration as well. You can take inspiration there, but a lot of people do go ahead and copy people word for word. I'm not saying taking inspiration is bad, but again, you have to you don't have to plagiarize people. You can add your own twist to something and make the best out of it. So the next thing is to try to find external inspiration using sites like Dark.design, Dribble, etc. And what you need to do is you need to find components that match the field that you're trying to go for. So for example, let's say a button, you could like a button from this particular design, you could like the headline style, you could like the form style from here, and you combine all of those elements and you use that to create your landing page. I basically call that kind of a culmination of all of the best elements that I like, and then use that to create my own landing page. It helps me create the best outcome. I've been doing this for years. Even back when I was running my software business, I used to look at multiple components. I would look at components all day before I started design, and that's going to help me create the best design possible for that particular project. Now, you need to optimize your above the fold section. Okay, your headline should be large. Your button should be above the fold. Your VSL should loop on page load, and you should have your button as well should pop up your application once it's clicked. Now, if you take a look at here, for example, we have this very optimized above the fold. The only thing that will change here, and again, you can never stop optimizing the funnel. You always have to keep continually optimizing the funnel. We need to reduce the space here. We also need to make sure that this right here is probably the width is probably the same length as the VSL here, but again, that's for another day. The point is you need to keep your above the fold optimized. Make sure the headline is large. Make sure the sub headline just needs to be a paragraph. You need to make sure it loops just like this funnel right here. So if you take a look here, you can see it's looping for 5 seconds. You need to make sure it does that. Make sure that when you click your button, you have this stuff that pops up, and it's very easy to go through. There's no friction whatsoever. And because Calendly usually has a lot of problems when you embed it onto the page. Even right now, it kind of looks good right now, but again, there's a lot of situations where you embed a type form and then it's too large or something. So to mitigate that, I'm actually going to update this. But to mitigate that, all you need to do is just have a button here that is going to pop up the form, and easy. There you go. You just have a funnel that is UX friendly, if that's the case. So always make sure you optimize the above the fold. Now, the next thing is to pay attention to all of the details for every single component. So your headline, your form, your button. A lot of people just build components for the sake of building them, but when you think about, design is basically just all of the details put together, right? When you look at really great designs, you can see the effort that they put into great designs. If you look at companies like Apple, the border radius, think about all these things in detail. If you look at the way the haptics, the engineering of the phone, you can see they put a lot of thought into the design and all of the details, right? The details that really won't matter. Whenever I'm building a landing page or a website, I think about that a lot because it contributes immensely to like the outcome that you're going to have. If you take a look here, we have, you can see how this is gray, but again, it's not completely black. I would have made it completely black, but then I thought about it, and then I thought about the UX and like how I wanted it to look. And again, like design improves like the level of trust that people have with you, right? A lot of people think, hey, I'm just going to build my landing page. It's going to look like a 2010 landing page. But again, that's just hurting yourself because people don't trust you, especially when they're coming from cold traffic. They need to trust you. They need to establish trust. And trust is one of the biggest reasons why, cold traffic is very difficult to convert because they have no idea who you are, so they don't trust you. As soon as they trust you, they're going to buy from you again and again and again and again. So you need to always keep that in mind. Here we went into excruciating details on this, like, to be honest. And I go through all of this in my course. Like, I actually built out this landing page and use that to build out the course, if that makes sense. So basically, you can literally go buy my course right now, and you can see the entire process from start to finish of how I build this entire landing page. So all of the details, everything, and obviously there are places that could be improved. But again, that's that's where your info, whenever you're building a funnel, you need to continually optimize things. So always pay attention to every detail, the gradients, the font weights, the font that you're using, the size of the icons, the size of the images. I tweaked these images a couple of times until I was satisfied with like the size that it is. I think it's like 32 or 40 pixels or something. So you have to pay a excruciating amount of attention to the details. Okay, so number 6 is go copy first and then design second. This is going to help you optimize the design around the copy, because a lot of times people build the design and then they start filling in the copy. But this is going to screw your fucking conversions. It's going to ruin everything because the design needs to be optimized around the copy and not the other way around. Okay, it's a very, very important lesson. Now, keep your design optimized for mobile first, because most people, a lot of internet users, 64% of global website traffic now comes from mobile devices, as you probably already know. So you need to make sure that you're optimizing for design. You're optimizing your design for mobile first, because even when someone clicks through an Instagram ad, a lot of people are going to be on their phones, right? If someone is clicking through a YouTube ad, a lot of them are going to be on their phones. There's obviously a good percentage that's still on desktop and all these other devices, but again, majority of the traffic is on mobile, so you need to make sure you're optimizing for that. Okay, so also have a good color scheme. Don't use cookie cutter branding. Actually put thought and effort into your color scheme. If you take a look here, we have a really good color scheme that flows throughout the site. You can see we have this yellow color, we have the purple looking color, and even in the video as well, like we use that. So the color scheme flows throughout the entire page. And makes it really easy to also consume the content and just create kind of brand congruency, because people know, okay, if I watch the videos, they have the same theme. If I I'm on the page, it's the same theme. Like, it just builds that sense of congruency and trust. So put a lot of thought into your color scheme. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. You just have to make sure it looks good. Okay. Number 9, install heat maps and session recordings using tools like Hotjar, so that you can see exactly where people are clicking, where you're losing clicks, the way people behave. Because a lot of times when people come from paid traffic, people just come to the page, they scroll, they see if something resonates with them. If it doesn't, they bounce immediately. So you need to install Hotjar onto your websites or landing page, so that you can track exactly how people are behaving and use that to optimize your funnel. Now, number 10 is going to be this one is not talked about a lot, but you need to compress your images, convert them to the WebP formats, optimize your fonts to increase page speed, because if your landing page is slow, your prospects are going to bounce immediately. Especially when you're paying for traffic, you have to make sure that your page loads fast, extremely fast. Like, I think there was a stat, like page load that takes more than like 5 seconds. I think people bounce or something. So you need to make sure you optimize for page speeds. Always compress your images. Use there's a tool called tiny.png. You can use that to tinypng.com something. They're not affiliated. We're not affiliated in any ways, but you need to make sure that you're compressing your images. Upload that to tinypng. Compress the images and also convert them to the WebP formats. Optimize your fonts to increase page speed, because if your landing page is slow again, your prospects are going to bounce immediately. So that's the end of the video. If you need help designing your landing page, or you need help building your entire funnel from the ads to the landing page to the VSLs to the copy, the emails, the backend systems, everything, the automations, just click the link in the description, book a call with me, and I'll see if and how we can help you. We have multiple offers. We have the done for you, which is building out everything for you. We have the done with you, where we're going to consult you or maybe build out one part of the funnel for you, where you handle the other part. For example, we do the design and you do the copy, or we do the copy and you do the design. We also have the course that goes in depth on how I built out this landing page from scratch to finish. We have the part that runs through, the in-depth build out all of the components. We also have the condensed version that speed runs the entire process and makes it easy for you to understand, while also, referencing the in-depth build out so that you can see how components are built. And those links are going to be in the description if that's something you want to check out. And with that being said, like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.